Hello, people on the internet, and welcome back to the Red Puff Hat. Today, as you saw from the title, I will be working on my secondary art style. Not sure if anyone actually calls it a secondary art style. That's the best way I can really describe it. The way I would describe it is a sort of less realistic, more exaggerated feature style that most people have along with their normal and more proportionate style. And later in, you'll see the comparison of it. But this style is usually basically a more simplistic style, like chibi. I haven't drawn enough of my secondary style to really establish it, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video, and then make a finished artwork with it later. As you can see, I was sketching a character in my normal style for comparison and reference to my more simplistic style later on, and I based this character loosely on neon colors and like a more neon vibe, but later ended up going with more muted color choice with just a pop of neon colors. But you know, you can always change your ideas from your initial inspiration, whatever you feel like in the moment. For their design, just immediately I gave them armor. Not 100% sure what they would use it for, because I haven't made a story around them. I'm just drawing the character. But I usually like to include fantasy elements in my character's clothing because A, I enjoy the style a lot. It's pretty fun. B, I might end up making a story with them some days with the designs in mind. So as you can see on the left, I sketched my original style and my original chibi style, and I decided to pick like specific features. I had a sketch off to the side that I was working from, and I wrote down what specifically I wanted to enlarge and like make smaller to exaggerate the features some. And I also had to put it on a different layer just for simplicity. But yeah, as you can see, I made the feet bigger, the hands a little bit bigger, the arms, torso, and the legs are basically a similar proportion, but they're just shorter, and the head is bigger. I wanted to exaggerate them quite a bit, but not in a really weird way, if that makes any sense. But a tip for anyone, this is kind of off topic, but if you want to sketch in color, I suggest sketching in red or blue. Also, you can always transfer Photoshop layers onto different documents like I did right here. I play around with the background some. I make this loopy thing, which will eventually become like a neon strip. You know those neon strips like that you see in Windows fronts, the open sign? It's that, but it's in like strip form. I don't really know how to describe it necessarily a great way, but yeah, there's that. And I turned the character on an angle for a more interesting finished product. And also, another random thing I did add to this character is a tiny little skirt on the side. I don't know. I've never seen that before, but I thought that would be a kind of interesting concept. And I'm lining the character, but eventually I'll get rid of it. Not completely, but I'll recolor it to fit the colors that I'll end up choosing. And I kind of make up the color scheme as I go along with a basic image in my head, but it's kind of multicolored. Also, another tip, if you want your colors to pop, you don't have to have it black or white necessarily. At the end, I do change the background to completely black, but for right now, it's like a darkish bluish. And if you want bright colors to pop, make it a really dark background. And as you can see, I'm doing this neon strip. So here's my method. I get rid of this because I need to copy it because I'm not very good at that sort of strip thing. But I start with the mid-tone. I put a black or darker version of that color behind it, and then right on top of it on a slight angle, I put the brightest color, and then I add soft gradients and stuff around it for that neon effect. And then finally, I put that strip of white down the middle, so it really makes it look neon. This is where I place with some color filters, but I don't really finalize it until I get to the end of it.
I'm trying a new coloring style where I go line artless. I think you'll see it later in the video, but yeah, I'm attempting this style because it looks a little bit more, not professional necessarily, but just a little bit more interesting. It's a personal preference, but personally I think it looks a little bit more, I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks a lot more professional and interesting. And I also use the blending tool. Okay, I've watched a lot of videos, Photoshop videos, where people are like, only amateurs use the blending tool. But seriously, guys, it works really well for what it does, and it also gives a nice texture to it. And would totally recommend you use it if you were going for that sort of thing. And here's when I come to the hair shading, or highlights and shading. So for purples and stuff, you want to have like pinks and blues as your shadings and your highlights, because if you just stay on the same tone, it's not as interesting. Unless you're cell shading, then yeah, you probably want to stay on a similar tone to what you already have down. But if you're blending, then use the color above it or right below it in order to have more colorful interest. The drawing is about halfway completed at this point in time, and I'm not 100% sure what to say about it right now, so I'm just gonna leave you guys with the music until the end. So you guys can enjoy the speed paint, and I'll come back in a bit. See ya!
Hey there, thanks for checking out my cover of Ghost Battle from Undertale. I'm thinking about doing a couple more songs from Undertale, so if you got any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I've got a few songs of my own in mind, but I want to hear what you guys have to say in case you guys have something better. Apart from that, thanks for watching this video, and you can click links in the description.
Voiceover Me is back once again, and this is the part where I start adding just a simplistic background with some clouds to complement the colors in the sorry, I can't talk today, the colors in the drawing in order to make it pop out more, and also because I don't like blank backgrounds. I get it, sometimes you want your character to be the main focus. Yes, you always want your character to be the main focus, but like you can't have a blank background with all that space. So I put some pink clouds and I painstakingly added those stars. And this is the part where I come and I finish up And that's just about it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did, because I really like drawing, and I really like this YouTube thing. I'm sorry I didn't talk as much today, but I just didn't have all that much to say, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, I also changed the color of the sketches for more interest. Changed the background black. And here is the final artwork. If you guys would like to download anything, or use my art in any of your media, please credit me in your descriptions. But that's just about it. If you guys want to check out a video of mine that YouTube thinks is right for you, click right there. And if you want to check out my channel and subscribe, then click right there. And this is the Red Puff Hat signing off. Bye!